the porch light burning low for someone who had chosen to go. The evening folded into rain and tapped your absence on the pane. I found a ribbon in my drawer from one bright summer years before. Its faded blue still held the day. You kissed my cheek and begged me stay. I thought our roots were under stone, too deep to leave, too strong to roam. But even promises can sever, and ours could not survive forever. We were the love that didn't stay forever. Two hearts that lost their way together. I held the thread, you cut the tie. I asked for truth, you said goodbye. Now all our photographs grow older, and every midnight feels much colder. I thought no storm could make us sever. We were the love that didn't stay forever. Heard old records from downstairs, their tender notes climbed through the air. A melody we used to know brought back a life from long ago. I crossed the bridge at closing time. The river caught the city shine. I watched the broken colors run like little dreams we left undone. The moon looked thin above the street. My lonely shadow crossed my feet. I learned that time can move ahead while longing lives where hope has bled. We were the love that didn't stay forever, a fragile flame beneath bad weather. I kept the warmth, you chose the cold. I saved the words you never told. Now distant seasons turn together while I still wear this quiet weather. I thought our hands would part us never. We were the love that didn't stay forever. I wanted mornings plain and slow, a garden where our years could grow, a kitchen filled with gentle noise, a simple life, a simple choice. But you became a closing train, a distant light beyond the rain. I stood beneath the station glow, too full of love to let you go. We were the love that didn't stay forever, a fallen leaf, a broken feather. I gave my youth, my faith, my days. You left me walking separate ways. Still I won't call our time alive. Some beautiful things are born to die. I'll keep one warm September ember and learn to live without forever. You were my sweetest, lost endeavor, the love that didn't stay forever. The porch light fades, the rain moves on, the chair is still, the night is long. I close my eyes and still remember the love I thought would last forever. roses to bring. I let your warmth into my room, believing love could rise and bloom. I opened doors I once had closed. I gave you parts that no one knows. Then one cold morning without a sound, I woke and found you weren't around. I should have known from your distant eyes, some sweet returns or soft goodbyes. I held you close, I called you mine while you were leaving all that time. You walked away from my life again and left me alone with the pouring rain. I gave you a home inside my chest. You took my peace and stole my rest. I thought this time you came to stay, but love grew silent along the way. Now I'm learning how endings begin. You walked away from my life again. Your coat is gone from the wooden chair, but traces of your scent stay there. The kitchen clock keeps moving slow, like it remembers what I can't let go. I pass the park where we once met. The evening grass is cold and wet. A lonely bench beneath the tree still holds the shape of memories. I heard your footsteps in my dreams. Then morning broke their fragile seams. The daylight showed an empty place where I had hoped to see your face. You walked away from my life again and left your shadow on my window pane. I gave you the truth beneath my skin. You let my deepest sorrow in. I thought your return would end my pain. Instead I lost my heart again. Now every road asks where you've been. You walked away from my life again. The first goodbye broke something small. The second one destroyed it all. I waited years to trust your hands and watched you slip away like sand. Was I a harbor for your storm, a place to rest, a place to warm? You came whenever nights were cold, then disappeared when dawn turned gold. You walked away from my life again. Now silence is my closest friend. I won't chase footsteps down the hall or wait beside a silent call. I loved you past my final tear. I kept your memory living here, but even wounded hearts must mend. Though you walked away from my life again. The door is closed, the room is still. I miss you now, I always will. You came like light, then left like rain, and I am learning to live again. I sat beside the bedroom light, hiding my tears from you that night. My lips were still, my hands were cold. There were 1,000 truths untold. I hoped you'd read my tired eyes and hear the hurt behind my sighs. But you just watched the ceiling fade while I grew smaller in the shade. I didn't need a perfect line, just one warm hand reaching for mine. I waited for your heart to listen, but you were already at a distance. You didn't stay through my silence. You left before my tears could speak. I needed love without explaining. I needed arms when I was weak. You heard no words, so you heard nothing. But storms were breaking under my skin. I was calling without a sound. You didn't stay to hear me then. You didn't stay through my silence. And silence is all I have again. I took the bus past our old street, with winter rain around my feet. A yellow window warmed the dark and woke a memory like a spark. I saw two cups behind the glass and thought about our Sunday past. How strange that ordinary things can cut the deepest hidden strings. I learned that sorrow has no sound. It sits beside you, stays around. You thought my quiet meant goodbye. I was just scared to let you see me cry. You didn't stay through my silence. You closed the door before I spoke. I held my sorrow like a secret until my lonely spirit broke. You saw the calm upon my face, but never felt the ache below. I was reaching from a dark place. You were too far away to know. You didn't stay through my silence. Now every room repeats your echo. If I had screamed, would you have stayed? If I had begged, what would have changed? If I had fallen at your feet, would love have made your heart believe? I thought you knew my quiet ways, the little signs, the fragile days. But while I waited to be found, you chose a life without my sound. You didn't stay through my silence. You never saw how hard I tried. I kept my breaking heart so gentle while all my hope was dying inside. I needed someone who could notice when my smile became too thin. Someone who would sit beside me until I found my voice again. But you didn't stay through my silence, and I still hear your leaving steps. I lost the love I could not speak of, a quiet wound my heart still keeps. No angry words, no final fight, just one closed door and one long night. I said nothing, you disappeared, my silence stayed, but you weren't here. footsteps faded down the hall. I heard the rain against the wall. The door clicked shut, the room turned still. My hands went cold against my will. I had 1,000 things to say, but every sentence slipped away. I watched your shadow leave my sight, and sat alone beneath the light. My lips were open, nothing came. My chest was burning with your name. I thought goodbye would give me time, but you had already crossed the line. You left me without words, just tears you never heard. A heart full of unfinished lines, a broken clock, a silent time. I wanted you to turn around, but sorrow never made a sound. You took the voice I once had heard. You left me without words. At dawn I found your coffee cold beside the chair you used to hold. The window wore a coat of rain, while morning touched the glass with gray. I folded up your faded shirt and felt the softness turn to hurt. A little thread stayed on my hand, like something love could not command. The kettle sang, then settled low. I stood there with nowhere to go. The small sounds became too clear. Inside a home without you here, you left me without words, with questions left unheard. The pages of our final days were washed beneath the silent rain. I searched the dark for one reply, but only midnight heard me cry. My heart had one last truth to serve. You left me without words. I could have told you please don't go. I could have asked what changed your soul. I could have held your hand once more, or cried beside the closing door. But grief arrived before my voice, and silence made the final choice. Now every word I couldn't say returns when daylight fades away. You left me without words, with all my feelings blurred. I carry letters never sent, and wonder where our promise went. I know your road won't lead to mine, still I remember better times. You left before my heart was heard. You left me without words. The room is dim, the rain is slow. I whisper now what you'll never know. I loved you more than I could show. But when you left, my words let go. I kept the porch light burning low, in case your heart came walking home. I saved a place beside my chair and spoke your name into the air. You gave me half a tender smile. I built a future from that while. I called your silence something sweet, while doubt was growing at my feet. I gave you every certain part. You gave one question to my heart. I waited where you asked me to, while every road led me from you. I gave my always for you, maybe. Held on when you would not save me. I made a home from words unsure, and called your distance something pure. You kept me close but never near, fed my hope and fed my fear. I lost the woman I could be, waiting for you, maybe. My birthday flowers turned brown while I kept watching the sun go down. Your message stayed unread till 3. I told myself you used to love me. The mirror knew what I denied. A tired girl with swollen eyes. I wore my brightest dress that day and ate alone and cleared your plate. The candles melted into white, like little dreams that lost their light. I finally heard the quiet truth. I was an option next to you. I gave my always for you, maybe. Held on when you would not save me. I made a home from words unsure, and called your distance something pure. You kept me close but never near, fed my hope and fed my fear. I lost the woman I could be, waiting for you, maybe. I don't hate you for leaving me. I hate how long I couldn't see a heart you never have to wait outside a half an open gate. I begged the moon for one clear sign, while you were never truly mine. The cruelest part was not goodbye, it was believing every lie. I gave my always for you, maybe. My quiet soul, my heart completely. I stayed through every changing tide, while you kept one foot outside. Now I am gathering what remains, my scattered hope, my hidden pain. I gave you all you asked of me. You only gave me maybe. The porch light sleeps, the chair is bare. I no longer wait to find you there. My heart still aches, but now I see. I gave my forever for your maybe. Wore the dress you liked that night and waited underneath the porch light. The evening faded into gray, but still I thought you'd come my way. I watched the candles lose their flame, while every hour spoke your name. My flowers bent inside the glass, like little hopes that couldn't last. I gave you truth without disguise. You gave me distance in your eyes. I held a future in my hands. You held a heart with other plans. You didn't choose my love, places we don't visit anymore. The ink was pale, the edges torn like promises too tired to mourn. I passed the bridge we used to cross and counted every hidden loss. The river moved beneath the moon while I walked home alone too soon. The city windows burned like gold, but every street felt strange and cold. I learned that someone can be near, yet leave you lonely year by year. You didn't choose my love, though I gave more than enough. I brought you all my tender days. You slowly turned your heart away. I was reaching for your hand while you were leaving where I stand. I gave you everything I was, but you didn't choose my love. Was I a room you rusted in before another life began? Was I the song you softly played until its gentle meaning changed? I searched my mirror for the blame and wondered if I caused you change. But love should never make me prove that I deserve to be chosen too. You didn't choose my love, so I must learn to give it up. I cannot live beside a door that never opens anymore. I still miss the girl I knew, the one who gave her world to you. She lost her dreams, but she'll rise above. You didn't choose my love. The candles sleep, the night moves on. Your empty shadow meets the dawn. My eyes still ache, my hands still shake, but I won't beg heart to stay. I drew our future in the sky, a little home where years passed by. I saw your shoes beside the door and heard our laughter on the floor. I saved a place for every plan, believing you would hold my hand. But morning found me cold and still, alone beside the windowsill. Built a world from whispered vows, but only silence knows me now. You woke before our dawn could gleam and left me sleeping in the dream. You didn't stay through my dreams. You vanished somewhere in between. I saw forever in your eyes. You saw a road beneath new skies. I planned my years around your name, then watched the future lose its flame. Now every hope tears at the seams. You didn't stay through my dreams. I wore the dress I never showed, then packed it where old wishes go. A silver moon crossed through the glass, and painted shadows from the past. I heard a train beyond the hill. Its fading whistle left me still. The night moved on without a sound, while all my wishes fell around. I kept the letters never sent. Each folded page held what I meant. You became a distant view, while every sleep returned to you. You didn't stay through my dreams. You slipped away like quiet streams. I made a garden in my mind, but woke to winter left behind. I held the life we never knew, 1,000 mornings next to you. Now every star is less than it seems. You didn't stay through my dreams. I dreamed of growing old and slow, of holding hands where wildflowers grow. I dreamed of Sunday morning rain, your sleepy voice beside my name. But dreams don't know when hearts have changed. They keep old pictures rearranged. So every night I meet you there, then wake and reach for empty air. You didn't stay through my dreams. You left before the sunrise beams. I gave my heart a place to land, but woke without your waiting hand. I'll fold those hopes and let them rest like faded flowers near my chest. The losing you still softly screams. I'll find new skies beyond these dreams. You didn't stay. You didn't stay through my dreams. The room grows pale, the stars grow dim. I close my eyes and dream of him. Then morning comes with silver beams, and I wake alone without my dreams. I woke before the morning rain and heard your name inside my brain. The curtains moved in silver air. For one soft breath I felt you there. Your empty side was smooth and cold, like winter stories left untold. I touched the pillow where you lay, then watched another dawn turn gray. I tried to hide what time revealed. Some wounds grow quiet, never healed. You found a road beyond our door. I stayed with what we were before. I stayed through every memory, through every place you left in me. I kept our summers in my chest, while lonely nights refused me rest. I held the echoes of your voice, as if my heart still had a choice. You found a sky where you were free. I stayed through every memory. and read the little words you wrote. The station clock moved far too slow beneath the lights and falling snow. I watched the strangers come and go and missed the girl I used to know. I learned how silence fills a room, how roses lose their sweet perfume. You became someone I once knew, while every road led back to you. I stayed through every memory, through broken dreams and history. I kept the sunsets we once shared and all the moments when you cared. I carried shadows through the years and washed old letters with my tears. You crossed a distant endless sea. I stayed through every memory. I remember dancing in the hall, barefoot, laughing through it all. I remember thunder late at night, your arms around me, holding tight. Now music plays from somewhere far. I make one wish upon a star, not that you'll turn and come for me, just that my heart may someday breathe. I stayed through every memory until the past grew tired of me. I wore our love like heavy lace, then slowly learned to leave its place. I'll keep one corner soft and true for who I was when I loved you. But now I know I must be free from living through each memory. You stopped reaching for my hand before I learned to understand. Your eyes grew quiet, dark and deep, while I still loved you in my sleep. The flowers dried beside the stairs, dust gathered softly on our chairs. I felt you fading every day, but chose to love you anyway. I heard the ending in your tone, yet feared the thought of being alone. You closed your heart without a sound. I kept my feet on breaking ground. I stayed through your goodbye, through every cold and sleepless night. I held the pieces of our days while you were slowly pulling away. You gave me silence, I gave you time. You lost your love, I lost my mind. Even when I knew the reason why, I stayed through your goodbye. One Sunday morning, snow came down, soft as feathers on the town. I made 2 cups of coffee then, and forgot you wouldn't come again. The radio played low and slow, a song from years ago. I stood beside the kitchen light and missed the girl I was that night. The steam disappeared into the air, like every promise we once shared. I poured your coffee down the drain and watched it vanish with the rain. I stayed through your goodbye beneath the pain while yours was learning how to fly. I stayed through your goodbye until no tears were left to cry. I watched our little world grow dim and lost myself while losing him. Now morning enters through the blinds and touches what you left behind. You walked away before the final night, but I stayed through your goodbye. Snow is gone, the cup is clean. You're only somewhere in between. The life I had, the tears I hide. I loved you past your last goodbye. I kept your picture by my bed, beside the words we never said. The morning came in shades of gray and carried all my dreams away. I wore your sweater in the cold, still searching for the hands I'd hold. But every room feels twice as wide since you no longer stand beside. I thought our stars would never fade. I trusted every vow we made. Now silence fills the empty air, and I still turn to find you there. We were the love I thought would stay, but forever slowly slipped away. I gave you every piece of me. You left me with a memory. Now I cry beneath the quiet moon, knowing you won't come back soon. I was your girl, you were my world, a broken dream I can't recover. You were the love that didn't last forever. Your coffee cup is packed away, but I still smell the rain that day. The window shakes beneath the storm. I miss the place where I felt warm. I walk alone through crowded streets, while strangers pass with hurried feet. A distant song recalls your smile and makes me stop and hurt a while. I try to teach my heart goodbye, but lonely tears still ask me why. The future feels so cold and strange, while memories refuse to change. We were the love I thought would stay, but forever slowly slipped away. I gave you every piece of me. You left me with a memory. Now I cry beneath the quiet moon, knowing you won't come back soon. I was your girl, you were my world, a broken dream I can't recover. You were the love that didn't last forever. Maybe one day I'll breathe again without remembering how it ended then. Maybe your name won't shake my soul or leave another empty hole. But tonight I'm still the girl you knew, holding a heart still bruised by you. I know our final page is done, still part of me waits for someone who will never come. We were the fire inside my chest, the sweetest place my heart could rest. gave you all my tender years. Now they return as falling tears. I watched the sun rise through the rain, learning how to live with pain. I was your girl, you were my world. Now I must learn to face tomorrow. You were the love that didn't last forever. Found your scarf behind the door, still carrying the scent from before. The house was breathing soft and slow, as if it knew you had to go. I lit a candle near the stairs, its lonely flame at empty chairs. The walls held shadows long and deep, while I forgot the way to sleep. I gave my faith without a doubt. You found a quiet way out. I thought our roots were growing deep, but some hearts make no vows to keep. You were the love that didn't stay with me, the sweetest dream I had to set free. I built my tomorrow around your name, then watched our future lose its flame. I gave you the softest side of my soul. You left me learning how to be whole. Now every sunrise makes me see you were the love that didn't stay with me. The river moved beneath the bridge. I stood alone along its edge. I dropped our photograph below and watched the current let it go. A distant bell rang through the town as evening pulled its curtain down. I walked beneath the amber sky with one last question, asking why. The wind untied my loosened hair. I almost felt your fingers there. Then colder air moved through my sleeve, reminding me you chose to leave. You were the love that didn't stay with me, a vanished shore across the silent sea. I saved your laughter in my mind while life kept pulling me behind. I wore my sorrow under my skin and hid the places pain got in. Now every lonely road agrees you were the love that didn't stay with me. I never needed diamond rings or perfect days with golden wings. I only wanted honest arms, a steady heart through every storm. But I was holding on to smoke, believing every word you spoke. I love the home I thought we made, not knowing love could leave and fade. You were the love that didn't stay with me, the missing branch upon my family tree. I gave you seasons, years, and grace. Now time is slowly clearing your place. I still feel lonely when nights turn blue. Some quiet part still reaches for you, but I'm beginning to believe a heart can hurt and still find peace. You were my deepest memory, the love that didn't stay with me. The candle dies, the stay with me. The morning rested on your face. I watched the sunlight leave its trace. I knew your heart was far from mine. Still I pretended we had time. Your fingers loosened from my hand, like waves retreating from the sand. I felt the distance growing wide, yet kept my sorrow locked inside. I heard goodbye beneath your tone long before you left me alone. I knew our final page was near, but loving you was stronger than fear. I loved you through every breath, through every silence, every step. I held our love against my chest and gave you all my heart had left. I loved you when your eyes grew cold, when every promise lost its hold, until there was no future left. I loved you through every breath. Beneath the copper moon, the night arrived a little too soon. Your favorite street was washed with rain, each shining stone reflected pain. I passed the shop where we first met. Its window held the same sunset, but I was not the girl before. My heart had changed behind that door. I carried words I could not send, 1,000 ways to change the end, but paper dreams cannot restore a heart that does not love anymore. I loved you through every breath, through fading days and quiet regret. I kept your laughter in my mind while all our golden hours declined. I loved you past the final call, past empty frames upon the wall, though nothing of our world was left. I loved you through every breath. I would have crossed the longest night to bring your weary spirit light. I would have stood through wind and flame if you had only stayed the same. But love cannot be held by one, or keep the moon after the sun. I gave my soul until it bled while you were leaving in your head. I loved you through every breath until my voice had nothing left. I watched our colors fade to white and held your memory through the night. I loved you more than I could say, even as you slipped away. Now every sigh inside my chest remembers how I loved you best. No matter what the ending meant, no matter where tomorrow went, I loved you through every breath. The room is still, the curtains move, I breathe alone, still missing you. One quiet sigh, one final depth. I loved you once through every breath. I remember the air when you left. It was heavy and sour, a hole in my chest. I remember your scent, your voice, and your face, your sweet, sweet embrace. And now I'm stuck with these memories. Now I'm left with your ghost. It ain't your fault, but I stay too close to you. You were the sun to my moon. You made the flowers bloom. And now I'm left with your ghost. It ain't your fault, but I stay too close to you. I remember your laugh, your jokes, and your pain. I remember it all, though it drives me insane. I remember a love, it was easy and warm, then came the storm. And now I'm stuck with these memories. Now I'm left with your ghost. It ain't your fault, but I stay too close to you. You were the sun to my